Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. There are a bunch of Spider-Man Brand New Day first looks at the villains, a couple of scenes of other characters like the Hulk that were all just released. Some of the scenes mirror iconic comic book covers too, so we'll break it all down. It seems like they're going to be recreating a lot of classic comic book covers during this movie. We just got that Nicolas Cage Spider-Man Noir trailer. We've gotten many leaked versions of the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer so far, and we're supposed to get Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2 episodes later this year, so Spider-Man fans will be eating good this year. But starting with the really big stuff metaphorically and literally, this is Marvin Jones III, who is playing Tombstone in the movie in the MCU now. You probably remember him as Krondon from Black Lightning. He was fantastic as that character, but he also voiced Tombstone already during Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, so this isn't even his first time playing Tombstone. It feels like fate. Just bring back the voiceover actor into live action. They literally just did that with Nicolas Cage's Spider-Man Noir, also from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. Does he not look like he was born to play the role? You can see the wire harness here still attached to Tom Holland's stunt double, so this is very clearly from behind the scenes where they took this picture, but he's wearing his new Spider-Man suit from the end of No Way Home, and the fight scene is meant to be a recreation of the spectacular Spider-Man 142, which coincidentally also features the Punisher, and we've already seen all the footage of the Punisher in Brand New Day. Tombstone is one of the villains. He's not the main villain. In Punisher and Spider-Man will fight, but Punisher is obviously not a villain. It's the traditional trope of two heroes fighting because they're on the opposite sides of some matter with a misunderstanding until they realize they're technically on the same side and then work together to stop the bigger villain. During the leaked trailer, there was a lot of footage of Spider-Man talking to Punisher trying to help Spider-Man, as well as a lot of footage of Tombstone giving Spider-Man a speech that was connected to the transformation that we saw him going through in the movie. In the actual trailer footage, Spider-Man appears to be in an organic webbing cocoon, and they make it seem like his powers are going to evolve during the movie, and he will get organic web shooters. We will see about that. I don't know if that's going to wind up sticking. But this is why you've been hearing all the talk about Spider-Man cocoons and organic web shooters during the movie. We will see if that winds up being true.
It's so cool, man. I want to see the holes.
But he did go through a transformation like this during this era in the comics, so they are riffing on a lot of actual comic books when they're doing all these things in the movie. During the trailer, Tombstone says to Spider-Man, spiders have 3 life cycles, and between cycles, it can leave the spider vulnerable to threats. Those spiders that survive go through a kind of rebirth. So the idea is that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is evolving into his next trilogy. Like, he's maturing as a person, just in general, Peter Parker is maturing, but also functionally his actual Spider-Man powers are evolving. Kevin Feige and Marvel are basically using the movie to creatively refresh the Spider-Man character for his new trilogy. They're kind of doing the same thing with the Hulk too, which I think people are even more excited about because there's been so much criticism with the way that Marvel has used the Hulk in the last several Marvel movies. But the next big scene is of Boomerang here. He looks just like comic book Boomerang, and this is Tarantula. I would not be surprised if they also try to recreate this classic scene from his debut in the comics, Amazing Spider-Man 134. There have also been many first looks at Michael Mando's Scorpion, who is back from Spider-Man Homecoming post-credit scene, finally paying off that post-credit scene. He's going to have a mechanical Scorpion suit in the movie, like the majority of Spider-Man villains so far in the MCU. Tombstone obviously one of the exceptions to that in that he has organic powers. He was mutated into his current form. They'll probably be doing it all in visual effects post-production because of the way he uses his tail weapons, just the way his mechanical suit actually works. They did a version of Mechanical Scorpion during Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man 2. Like I said, we're supposed to get Season 2 of that much later this year. They also did a version of Tombstone during that who got a version of his comic book origin too with the Diox mutating him. I don't know if Tombstone is going to walk into this movie already having his powers, already having his origin story, or if we'll see him get his origin story during the events of the movie. Unless there's some kind of flashback, it seems like he will enter the movie already having his powers. He looks like he's absolutely going to wreck Spider-Man, though. Speaking of which, there's another first look at a poster or a comic book cover for the movie tie-in featuring the lesser villains together and the Hulk. Now, there were a lot of people who thought that he was going to be Gray Hulk during the movie, but he looks pretty green to me here. I don't know if they're just making him green for this particular promo to avoid any Gray Hulk spoilers, or if he turns from green to gray during the movie, but one of the biggest questions so far has been, why does he stop being Professor Hulk? What causes him to become Savage Hulk again? Like I said, they're using the movie to creatively reset the Hulk and prepare him for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. There have been some reports that Hulk is not supposed to be in Avengers Doomsday. I don't know if that's true, but he will definitely be in Avengers Secret Wars.
Puny human.
It just sounds like Marvel wanted to have a big, bad, savage Hulk during Avengers Secret War. So like, we need to turn him into Savage Hulk before that. Why don't we use Spider-Man Brand New Day for that? One of the best theories for that is that it might have something to do with either Scorpion or the main villain, who is still a big mystery. Of all the things that have leaked for the movie, it seems like the whole movie has leaked so far, except for who the main villain is supposed to be. You can actually see a couple trailer scenes of him fighting what looks like the Hand organization, so I wouldn't be surprised if the main villain is connected to or controlling the Hand during the film. They might have some powers or some toxin that's able to affect Hulk's mind, or it might be the Scorpion's stinger poison that affects Hulk, causing him to lose control. There are a couple different weaknesses that the Hulk has, things that are able to affect him, but they might use the Scarlet Witch explainer too. It'd be something similar to that, where someone is able to mess with him enough to force him to go crazy again. Most people are describing Hulk in the movie like he was during Avengers Age of Ultron when he just completely lost it. In that case, Scarlet Witch used her powers to affect his mind, so it was completely mental in that movie. They haven't really pushed too deep into this in the MCU yet, but in the comics, the Hulk is also immune to a lot of different types of magic. Not all magic, but it's the reason in the comics why during the comic book Brand New Day arc, Doctor Strange's memory wipe spell makes Banner forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man after comic book Civil War, but it doesn't affect the Hulk's mind. So when he's in Hulk form, he remembers that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. They might just be doing a version of that in the movie. Sony and Marvel are still trying to keep Sadie Sink's character secret, but the big reason why you've been seeing all the resurgence of the Jean Grey rumors for all the X-Men truthers out there thinking that they're introducing Jean Grey through Spider-Man Brand New Day into the MCU. Last year, when we first found out that she was going to be in the movie, that was actually one of the first big theories about who she could be. The reason why the Jean Grey hype train is leaving the station again, all the rumors have restarted again, is because it was revealed that Tremel Tillman is playing William Metzger, the head of damage control in the movie, and in the comics, William Metzger is heavily involved in a lot of anti-mutant activity, so it seems like they're setting up the idea that damage control will be a long-term X-Men antagonist in the future, like Sentinels, for example, will come from damage control. Now also lending credence that if you have an anti-mutant person trying to track down and capture Sadie Sink, because we see them capturing her, damage control captures Sadie Sink in the behind-the-scenes footage, why would they be going after her if she wasn't a mutant?
Previously on X-Men.
Reportedly, Marvel wants her back for a bunch more movies in the future, and they're in the middle of developing the brand new X-Men reboot movie, which is going to take place after Avengers Secret Wars in Marvel Phase 7. It's going to be one of their big focuses going forward. They said that that's one of the main reasons why Kevin Feige is not retiring anytime soon, because he's in the middle of relaunching a giant brand new X-Men franchise. Brand new X-Men in Brand New Day, possibly. You can let me know who you think that Sadie Sink is playing in the comments. Do you think it's Jean Grey, or do you think it's going to wind up being some other kind of mutant or some other completely different character? We also just got the Daredevil Born Again Season 2 trailer, and because he's in New York City with Spider-Man, there have been a lot of questions about where all this fits in the timeline with Avengers Doomsday and the Punisher special presentation. So the whole idea is that Avengers Doomsday is the end point for all this. Like, it's all these different things are building towards Avengers Doomsday. Based on what Marvel, Kevin Feige, Vincent D'Onofrio, some of the other actors have said in the past, Daredevil Born Again Season 2 happens before the events of Spider-Man Brand New Day, but Spider-Man was active saving people during the events of Season 1 when the big blackout happened during Season 1. Spider-Man was helping people during that, and he's dealing with Kingpin's police state, the anti-vigilante task force day to day. Kevin Feige did say that they would address the repercussions of what Kingpin is doing during Spider-Man Brand New Day, but I don't think that Kingpin is going to be in the movie, and Marvel has said that Daredevil is not in Brand New Day either. I don't know if they're misleading or lying about that too, because they also said that Andrew Garfield was not in Spider-Man No Way Home, Tobey Maguire wasn't in Spider-Man No Way Home, and they were very clearly in that movie. Brand New Day is meant to happen right after the events of Born Again Season 2. Then I believe the Punisher special presentation is also supposed to happen right after Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, Punisher was not on the cast list for Born Again Season 2. Right now, it seems like Jessica Jones is the only other Netflix Defender character who's back. Luke Cage is supposed to be around for Season 3, and there's a solid chance that Finn Jones might also come back as Iron Fist during Season 3 as well. We haven't gotten a trailer for the Punisher special presentation yet, but a bunch of footage has leaked out, but I believe it's meant to be much smaller, and I don't expect Spider-Man or Daredevil or the other Defenders to show up during it. This is what the new Punisher logo is meant to look like, and I believe that Daredevil Born Again Season 2 is meant to wrap up that anti-vigilante task force arc, the Punisher Cops, so the cops won't be running around the city anymore wearing the Punisher logo after Season 2.
You're a bunch of clowns, you know that?
Punisher might come back for Daredevil Born Again Season 3. We'll see about that. And they're already talking about the Defenders coming back and Elektra. Adding Punisher to that is just like a lot, so we will see what they include, what they don't include for Season 3. That Punisher special presentation is supposed to be based on the Welcome Back Frank arc. Manucci is supposed to be the main villain. We actually got a couple scenes of them confronting each other. Everybody post all your reactions in the comments below. If you spotted any other Easter eggs or references in any of the leaks or any other footage that's dropped recently that I haven't talked about in my videos, just write it below in the comments. Streets are saying that we're supposed to see a shiny HD official version of the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer in March whenever they do wind up releasing it, or if a better quality version of the leak drops, of course I will do all the videos for it, so be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss any of that. Everybody click here for that trailer, and click here for all my Spider-Man Noir trailer videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.